And Dugouts, and welcome back to WWE 2K16 Universe Mode. Dean Ambrose versus Samoa Joe, and my goodness, these two men have been tearing each other apart, and they have not stopped, and they will not stop until one of them is victorious. And just look at that kick by Joe. No remorse in this matchup. Literally, these two men have been beating the ever-living hell out of each other. I believe that is how the saying goes. But the reason I can't say it right is because I'm just captivated by what these two are doing. They are tearing each other limb from limb. Like two savages. Absolutely decimating each other. Not caring about each other's well-being. Ambrose now with a snap suplex. They have thrown everything at each other in this matchup. Absolutely everything. And it has not been enough. Ambrose hit him with two dirty deeds. And then I believe the third one. And that was not enough. This just proves my point, what I said last time on Universe Mode. That Samoa Joe is an absolute beast. He's an animal. And he could be unstoppable here on NXT. And Ambrose throws Samoa Joe straight into the barricade, and a little jab to Samoa Joe's head. Obviously Joe is cut open, ladies and gentlemen. There is no denying it. That cut maybe giving Joe the motivation and the will to continue even further. So we know Joe will go above and beyond the call of duty, and off the top rope, oh, and the senton. And Joe misses, but only because Ambrose managed slightly to get out of the way, and these two are tearing each other apart. I know I keep saying it, and I know it's a cliche, but that rings true here tonight. They cannot stand each other, and I don't even think these guys know why they can't stand each other. I just think they're under the assumption that, hey, this is a big opportunity for both of us to steal the show here tonight on NXT. And Joe's obviously looking to take that NXT title away from Kevin Owens, and look at that. The velocity on that Irish whip causes Samoa Joe to flip over. Almost 360 there. And the punches. 5 count. The referee might need to stop this one. The blood continuing to drip from the head of Samoa Joe. And look at Ambrose trying there. But Joe's going to return the favor into the ring post. The solid steel ring post. And now Dean could be out of it. Joe's going to pick up the pieces now. And look for an impressive victory over the Lunatic Fringe. But can he do it? That is the question. And Ambrose counters again. Joe counters again. Ambrose counters again. My goodness. These two men are taking it to each other. They know that this isn't about championships. This is about pride. This is about who's the best. And both men want to prove it right now. NXT's Samoa Joe taking on WWE's Dean Ambrose. Yes, NXT is under the umbrella of WWE, but it has grown over the past few years into its own brand. And both men representing their ends of the company. And it looks like Samoa Joe may, and I mean may, because Ambrose still might have some fight, but Joe may put him away. Off the buckle bomb now. Tries to go for a kick. Ambrose counters. Ambrose knee to the gut. And multiple kicks to the chest. And you gotta be wondering, what the hell do these men have to do to put each other away? And now Ambrose putting Joe up against the ropes. What's he looking for here? And he's just staring him down now. Dean's gonna pull out all the stops like he has throughout this match. And same goes for Joe. But Ambrose, is he gonna be the man who is willing to go the extra mile to pick up the win? Bounces off the ropes. And my goodness, a suicide dive taking Joe completely out. And both men wiped out. Both men casualties. And Ambrose holding those ribs now. That could have caused some serious injury there. This late in the match, which is not good for Dean. And picking Joe back up straight away. You can just tell Dean's not done with the punishment yet. He wants to inflict more and more punishment on Joe. The Samoan submission machine, though, fighting back with those vintage right hands there. And takes him down with a beautiful STO. And, oh, Joe's leg! Joe's leg comes crashing down onto the steel steps. That is going to be a decisive factor in this matchup. May result in the loss for Joe. Ambrose now going to target. Ooh, the leg. I believe both of Joe's legs came into contact with the steel steps. And Dean, like a shark that smells blood in the water, is going to take every single advantage he can in this contest to come away with a win. And now returning to an old favorite, the knee and the double kicks to the gut. And just look at this now. Ambrose looking at the crowd. He's trying to get them fired up. But they are fired up, Dean. There's no need. They are into this match. 6 count. And Joe still manages to get back in the ring. And Ambrose with a neck breaker. And they are just tearing each other apart. I know I keep saying it, ladies and gentlemen, but it is true. I have never seen either man. Oh, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what I was talking about. This is what I was talking about, the triples. And here we go, the straight jacket suplex. And Ambrose should be in a straight jacket. We know he's a lunatic. But the bridge. Could it be over for Dean Ambrose? And Dean Ambrose manages to kick out. I don't think anybody expected that. The referee's hand, it was so close, and the bionic elbow by Dean Ambrose causes separation for the time being. But will that elbow assist him in winning? But Joe says no. Joe has answered my question, and it is a big resounding no. Oh, and here's the Dragon Sleeper this late in the matchup. We know Joe is the Samoan submission machine. And could he make Dean Ambrose tap out? One of the founding members of the Shield still manages to fight out of it. And Dean, desperation with a crossbody. There we go, the multiple punches to the gut, to the chest area. It is essentially, ladies and gentlemen, the Muscle Buster versus the Dirty Deeds. It's who can hit it, the big one. And I know Dean has hit the Dirty Deeds multiple times, but I believe in my heart of hearts that one more double arm DDT, the Dirty Deeds could do it. Could put Samoa Joe away. But I think on the other end of the spectrum that Ambrose will be put away if he is hit with the Muscle Buster. It is one of the most devastating moves in professional wrestling. And Joe manages to squirm out of it. Well, no, not really squirm out, but he manages to fight out of it. Dean Ambrose, there we go. Got him in the small package, the inside cradle. 2, and no! Joe manages still to kick out. And you can just tell the frustration on Dean Ambrose's face. He needs this win. But then it can be argued that Joe needs the win too. And the chop by Samoa Joe. Dean Ambrose there. Nicely done. Takes down Joe and into the turnbuckle. And throws him into the turnbuckle again. What's he gonna do? And he started. No, Dean thought better of it. No, oh no, maybe he didn't. And oh, I think Dean maybe took too long, hesitated too long, and that could come back. And look at Joe talking trash to Dean Ambrose. But the thing with Joe is he can talk as much trash as he wants, because that man, ladies and gentlemen, can indeed back it up in that ring. And here we go, Joe with a Shining Wizard to the back of the skull. Will that be enough though? Joe doesn't think so, or maybe Joe just wants to inflict more punishment at this point, but Dean Ambrose fires back with a headbutt. We know from past experiences what Dean Ambrose is willing to do to win matches. He is literally willing and able to throw himself off the highest objects he can find. But this is not a ladder match. This is not an extreme matchup, ladies and gentlemen. This is a traditional 1 fall to a finish contest, and Ambrose is going to try his luck again. He already hit it in the corner before. Joe moves out the way and lifts Joe up. The Michinoku driver for the win over Joe. 2 and no. Still manages to get out the pinning predicament. And from behind, oh, Dean Ambrose. That's his old finishing maneuver from his time on the Indies and in CZW. The hook and ladder. Usually that finishes opponents off, but not in the case of this man. This man is not a man. He is a monster. And here is Dean Ambrose hitting Joe with the dirty deeds. Could this be it for Samoa Joe? 2, 3, and Dean Ambrose picks up the win over his adversary in this matchup. What a contest that was. Even though these guys are high-profiled professional athletes that we expect incredible matches from, I don't think anybody expected a match this spectacular. Not to take anything away from the two combatants, but I didn't expect a matchup that would excel in the way that it did. How quickly it turned from what we thought was going to be a traditional wrestling match into an extreme matchup, even though there was no extreme stipulation. And this was, I believe, ladies and gentlemen, the shocker where Samoa Joe kicked out of that dirty deeds. It was, first off, it started off as a brawl, an absolute, correcting myself on that, it did not start off as a mat-based game. It was a brawl to begin with, and then it proceeded to go back in the ring, and then it just became an absolute spectacle to watch. And it was one of those matches that I enjoyed calling. And it's one of those matches you should expect to see here on WWE 2K16 Universe Mode. And if you've enjoyed this video, ladies and gentlemen, Dugs and Dugettes, please leave a like, favorite the video, subscribe, share the video all around, because you do not want to miss a moment of Universe Mode action. Thank you for watching. Peace out.